Итак, дорогие друзья, послушайте меня, пожалуйста. Я вам представляю лектора Университета Комплутация в Испании, Мадрид. Зовут профессора Laia Falcon и она вам сегодня расскажет, небольшую сделает презентацию о музыке в медиапространстве. Да? То есть она подробнее вам уже расскажет сама, я не буду отвлекать и занимать лишнее время.
Hello, good morning. Oh yeah, all right. Thank you, and thank you so much for the presentation. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you so much for the university for this opportunity. It's very. It's an honor for us to be here. It is nice if I speak this speaking voice. Do I need to speak louder?
No, it's okay.
For you, it's okay in the first row. In the last row, you can hear me. Thank you so much. So we start. Thank you so much for the presentation, Ekaterina. This is a session thought in four sessions, 4 lectures. We will don't you worry. I will read it. It was just for me to remember. The 4 sessions we start now. Then we have another one today, and then 2 more on Wednesday. You're all very welcome. They all talk about how do we use music in media. I will speak about TV journalism, about advertising, of course about film as well. And I designed this kind of program, but I think we can see what is more interesting for you, and then we work in progress. All these questions that I was thinking, they come from my research and my pedagogical activity at University of Madrid. Probably the 2 main columns of my work. I got my first PhD at Paris Sorbonne in sociology of art. I am very fascinated about the link of media and art and people, and what do we do with media, what for, how do we connect with people, also in art, what are they searching in our works, what can we do for them. That is really half of my heart, if I may say it like this. And the other part is my film media studies at University Complutense in Madrid, where I teach already from 11 years. And the students I work with, they're mostly media people and advertising people. This means very eclectic groups, and these are the people who wants to direct movies or act and play in movies. They want to script, write fiction for TV and cinema. There are also people who wants to do music for film. I mean, we're really very eclectical groups, very very rich and with a lot of variety. I guess I find the same here. I can see in your faces. This is, as I was saying, half of my passion, of my heart. The other part is that all my life I've been a musician, and I spent all my life in conservatory, music schools, music competitions, and now music theaters. I even bought a picture. It's not very academical, but well, this is me in my other part of life. I work in theaters as a singer, already as a professional singer for more than 10 years. And I wasn't expecting such a shiny day, and so you could see my dress, but well, you can imagine it. And I work. This is a part of my professional life that, of course, I bring to my class at university, and of course I bring to my papers when I write. What I do on stage with music and gesture and words is what I'm searching as well in films and in media when I do my research. So this is. From these 2 parts, I bring what I have to talk with you these days. The question was music and media. How do we deal with this question? I think there are many beautiful ways to deal with this subject. It will be very interesting to have a program of music as a main tool for media storytelling, for instance. That will be very interesting. Another approach that will be very interesting will be like do a little history of music and media. Probably we will start music and film, and then we will move to music and television, and then probably to the new possibilities with the gaming and internet possibilities and stuff. That will be very interesting as well. It is very interesting, I find, to work on the analysis of the expressive tools of music. How does music make emotion in audience? How does music make us breathe faster, or even feel that you're also falling in love as the characters are doing, just with music, you know, just with this music that is whispering something in your ear. Of course, it's very, very fascinating, this sociological perspective, music and mass culture. How do we produce music for big groups and different groups, and how does it affect people, and what for, and that's for sure very beautiful. Also, we are in a very special era now, the digital era, and that makes that we can do new things with music. And when we say we, I say really we, I mean we professionals, but everybody has now in the pocket, well, except me because I have a mobile from 20th century, but you have real sophisticated machines in your pocket. You can have a really almost professional music studio in your pocket. You could do whatever you want and share it with the world. That will be very interesting to talk about. And also maybe this will be nice to talk about how music professionals deal with music. That will be also very interesting. You're journalists, so you will have to interview musicians of very different tribes. I like to call tribes. And so that also will be very interesting. I tried to put all this together in these 4 sessions. But probably the biggest question is, what do we expect from music in our work? Mm-hmm. When you do a TV piece for I don't know, for the news in the evening, for instance, or when you are hired to do a travel TV program, and you can travel all around the world, and then you have to choose music for this, or when you have to design a commercial for some, I don't know. Okay, what do we ask music to do for us, right? Actually, there's another question that maybe we can ask in these sessions. What else could we ask? I don't know if we go to this one. Do you have already an idea? What do we expect from music in films, in commercials, in social meetings? I don't know if you like to talk with me, or or if we wait a little bit longer. But if someone has an idea, please just interrupt me as much. Well, thank you. You're my best friend in Russia.
I think that in news we expect from music to set the tone for the piece that you are watching right now.
Wonderful. In news, that's a very special sort of work with music. When do we use music in news? When we really shouldn't use music in news, for instance, right? You want to settle the mood, right? The tone, you said, which is even a more appropriate word. Are we talking just with respect, always with respect, but just with respect? Are we trying to get a little bit emotional with this something reportage that we are doing, this little, because we are talking about something that should really be very, very touching for the audience? Shouldn't we touching? Shouldn't we allow ourselves to be touching, to be emotional with certain subjects, for instance? Yes, no, how much, no, where is the limit, and how do we do the balance? That's very, very, to get the tone, that's very, very important. Other things that I also said about this getting emotional, not getting emotional. Is there something else that comes to your mind by using music?
We're talking about music, only music.
He talked about music and news, but we can use music in media in many other kind of works. For instance, what you were thinking about?
No, just for me, it's all music is a soundtrack of life, and I mean that it helps us to understand what type of media we see. Like, it's not a news, maybe it's like a documentary film. It's going to be the other type of music or something.
or it's fiction.
Yes.
Maybe you can put music just saying, it's like a subtitle that is saying to the audience, this is not true. Or, come on, let's laugh about it. Let's don't take it that seriously. Or the opposite, let's take it very seriously. Or please cry with what I'm saying. This what music can do for us. Maybe, and this is something that we use a lot in information